McManus.
Lorna McManus, Alzheimer's sufferers, it's a kind of hidden valley of awfulness and people aren't sure. But now things are moving forward a little bit in terms of a blood test coming forward to us, which will help maybe identify the onset of the disease. Tell me of the blood test.
Okay, there's currently research is being produced at the moment to say that there is a blood test that would indicate that the early onset of dementia or Alzheimer's for any person living with dementia. Okay, the study looks at a number of samples. Okay, from 476 people with Alzheimer's disease. There's 220 people with mild cognitive impairment and a control group of 452 other people. So what has actually happened, they've taken a number of people and they've actually looked at the different build-up of protein within the brain. Okay, wow. And although this is extremely positive, it is important to remember that at this point it's still in the research stage.
Yes.
And although we really do welcome it is very in the early stages, and at this point it's less than 90% accurate.
Yeah, but can I say to you, that in my own case, I'm 70 now, I probably don't need a blood test. My memory lets me down on an ongoing basis. Is it a fair assumption that I might be pre-Alzheimer's?
No, well the key thing, Rowan, is for everybody in terms of, a lot of people are very busy at the moment, so people do have a difficulty with memory just because everybody's very busy. It is, if your memory has an impact on your daily life, then it is important to attend your GP and get your diagnosis if that's the case. But it is also important to remember that anybody with diagnosis of dementia can live well with dementia with the right support.
Wow, that's support is a wonderful healing word, isn't it?
Absolutely, and we're very, very lucky within the Alzheimer's Society. We have a whole range of services we will offer right across Northern Ireland, and it doesn't depend on your postcode. Everybody gets treated the same, and everybody gets the same services, which is absolutely excellent. And we rely very heavily on our carers and our families and loved ones, and that's fantastic when the support's there.
Is Alzheimer's, to what extent, I think that's the better way of putting it, to what extent is Alzheimer's a life-limiting condition?
Well, as I said, Owen, it's any form of dementia. You can live well as long as you have the right support, but it is mindful to say that as the condition deteriorates, people's life, the ability to do all the day-to-day things do decrease slightly. But again, it's all about the support, and it's promoting independence and allowing the person who's living with dementia to continue to live independently as long as they possibly can.
Why, it's coming to my mind to say to you, there's a whole lot worse things you could get.
Well, I suppose it's how everybody deals with it, so our biggest thing in Northern Ireland, although Northern Ireland actually has the highest diagnosis rate in the UK, our biggest thing is to try and encourage people to, if they concerns, to actually get to their GP, because once you have your diagnosis, and a lot of our service users would say once they know what the condition is, then they can live with it. So for us, the most important thing would be for people to get to their GP, to get their diagnosis, and then be referred and signposted into services and get the support. And then it gives the person who's living with the dementia a plan for their life, and then they can make all their decisions to do so.
GPs as a body, are they well clued in to the Alzheimer's factor?
Well, we're doing a lot of work with our GPs, and that's one of our key areas at the moment. They are, and I have to say, in fairness, we're very lucky in Northern Ireland. The work very has through the Health and Social Care Trust, so that's great. And our team actually go out and do raise awareness with the GPs, and all our GP surgeries eventually will have all our services leaflets. So even if they don't have everything to hand there and then, they will be able to say to the person with dementia that these are the services available.
What's the history, the provenance of your society here in Northern Ireland, Lorna?
We've been going for 25 years in Northern Ireland. We have a full range of services across Northern Ireland. Our trust areas do vary slightly. In some of our trust areas, we have our dementia support from the point of diagnosis. So they're there right through the journey with the person with dementia and their carers. So the idea would be that if we're in the point of diagnosis, that's fantastic. And second to that, we're in a point of review. So the most important thing is that people are off, and they may not want to take it, but at least they know what information is available.
Yeah. Talk to me about, people, they're 50, they're 60, they're 70. What can folk do in terms of lifestyle, diet, etc., to offset the onset of Alzheimer's?
Well, it's like every condition, Rowan, a healthy lifestyle is so important. So we would always say to people to obviously limit their alcohol, maintain a healthy diet, exercise where possible. But not everybody can do exercise or whatever, so it's important to remember the small changes can make a big impact.
How are we in terms of the numbers of people in Northern Ireland who are enduring the condition?
Well, we currently have over 19,000 people in Northern Ireland living with dementia.
Oh, goodness.
And the sad thing is that figure will triple in a very short time.
Why?
Because
Why?
It is. Well, it's just the way the trends are at the moment. That's what research would indicate.
It's an extrapolation, if you like, of existing figures.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. On the league table of optimism, Lorna, you've cautioned that this is still at its research point. How optimistic are you really in terms of some breakthrough coming?
Well, the key ethos that we have at this society is that it's always about care, cure, cause and prevention. So for us, we would love to see a cure, because that would be the key thing, obviously, for all our people who have a diagnosis, that there was a cure there. We welcome every research, and as I'm sure you can appreciate, any research is great, and it's great to know that people are putting the time and the effort into looking into the illness. So we're always optimistic, and that's what we live and hope for, is that there will be a cure. But we just always have to be mindful that this research we carried out is excellent, but it has been on a smaller number of people, and it has been on people that are later stages of dementia. So obviously what will happen is they will actually look at younger people, and they just need to broaden the research a wee bit. But it's always great to know that somebody's actually that the research is always ongoing. Can
we say at what age on the journey of life it becomes a factor and starts to come into... Is it an old person's illness? That's the question, really.
No, absolutely not. People, historically, that would have been thought. It's not now. We would have anybody under 65 is referred to a younger person living with dementia, and we do have people under 65. We do unfortunately have people under 50.
Mm-hmm. Are there? It's not a glamorous, to use a strange word, disease, and the drug companies are very, very drawn towards the kind of bigger diseases, the sort of more dramatic diseases. Are they inventing, the drug companies, are they inventing new medicines, new treatments for it? Well,
there is currently medication available for those people living with dementia. The key thing to remember is you need to get the diagnosis first. And although at this point it won't stop the illness, it can slow down the process. Yeah. So to be honest with you, it's one of those things that is totally back to, with the right support, you can live well with dementia.
Well, I'm listening to you talk. I'm not just talking to a professional doing a professional job. There's a passion in your voice coming across to me. Why are you so wrapped up in this, and why are you so determined to make a difference?
Well, I think that's the key thing. It is about making a difference, and although we don't have the cure, and please God, long term we will have a cure there, but the most important thing is to make a difference when living with dementia and the carers. So it is an illness that's out there. So by making the small things and making the small changes that can actually support people to live better. So that's the key thing. And as you say, it's about making a difference.
If people want to contact you, what's the best way of doing it?
Well, what I will do is I'll actually give you our helpline number, because that's the best. And our helpline number is
300
222
222
112.
We'll start it from the top again so that we don't confuse them. All right. Be slow. I'm 70 now, remember.
Oh, don't worry.
Go ahead.
It's 0300
0300 222 1122. That's 0300 222 1122.
That's exactly it. And our helpline is there. It's available during the weekend. It's available the weekends as well. So if anybody calls in to our helpline and they need to speak to people in any of the services across Northern Ireland, the team there will signpost and direct you to the right person.
So I'll say again, it's 0300 222 1122.
That's it.
Lorna, thank you for talking to us. You're very kind. We wish you good fortune in all you're attempting to achieve.
Brilliant. And thank